I want to go to Jack Brewer on this. This is a near and dear cause to Jack, of course, the former NFL great, Jack Brewer Foundation CEO. Jack, I was thinking of you because in Chicago, the mayor there has an ad touting the fact that it is under control. I want you to respond to this.
It really is mind-blowing.
But on crime, Mayor Lightfoot's got a plan. She's putting more police on the streets and getting more guns off them. When it comes to new strategies, new technology, Lightfoot's invested more than any mayor. Those are facts. Anyone that says there are simple solutions is lying.
All right, sorry for confusing you there, Jack. I apologize. But what you know, the gist of this ad is there is no problem. She's actually making great headway. Crime's coming down. What do you make of it?
It's manipulation, and I think that's the issue that we face right now in cities like Chicago and all over the country, is that many of our leaders have the audacity not to address these issues. And you hear the stories of these poor people, whether they're store owners or just folks trying to live their lives, sending their kids to school every day. You know, I was just I've been in 2 prisons this week, and I was actually in a juvenile facility yesterday. And to see the spike in juvenile crime and gun violence, it really is depressing. I must admit, I was blown away by the number of violent crimes happening by kids at such a young age. And Chicago is the epicenter of this disaster. And so for Lori Lightfoot to get on TV and to run an ad like this that manipulates so many people, it's disheartening. It's sickening. And, you know, manipulation is witchcraft. I mean, this is something that's demonic spiritually, for you not to really have the love in your heart for the people who live in that great city. Enough is enough.
But, you know, these mayors and then, you know, prosecutors and all, in almost all cases, they get reelected again and again and again. Now, of course, this is a unique situation. Things have really gotten pretty bad, and that might change. But I'm sadly betting it probably won't. Well, why is that?
Because the culture has started to embrace this thought of having broad sentencing reform. And so sentencing reform without rehabilitation doesn't work. I sit on the board of the GEO Group, and we have prisons across the country that we manage rehabilitation centers, programs that actually help people rehabilitate, not ones that embolden criminals by just letting them out before they've had the process. Soft on crime doesn't work. Smart on crime does work. And so for some reason, many of these liberal-ran cities and legislatures are starting to continue to push this soft on crime mentality, which is destroying cities across America. You have to have rehabilitation programs. You have to make a criminal know that they either have to sit their time or they have to truly rehabilitate before you put them back out in society.
But we don't do anything that makes it easy, like in New York, $1,000 worth of stolen goods. It's just a petty crime. You know, you might have your wrist slapped, but that's the extent of it. We had similar laws in effect in much of the Los Angeles and a lot of California cities. They've been eased back, tightened a little bit, but there is still this, we'll condone it and let it go by because we're busy doing other things. So that's got to change.
It does. It's got to change fast because you're going to start having businesses that are moving from communities. And really the poorest of the poor are the ones that are going to be impacted by it. You know, criminality is something that also takes some skill. It takes art. It takes brilliance, so to speak, to be able to figure out how to commit crimes and make a living from that. And so if you don't approach that with that same mentality and you continue to give grace to all of these criminals by telling them the exact number of goods they can steal and telling them the exact amount of time that they'll get for committing a certain crime over another, folks are going to continue to do it. And so we got to outsmart these criminals, and you outsmart them by keeping them on their toes, by having real criminal justice policies that's not soft on crime, and making them sit in jail when they need to sit in jail, and being able to look and have programs that can assess to make sure that someone's ready to go back out in society before you just let them out of prison or jail.
Jack Brewer, thank you very much. A lot of common sense ideas. We'll see how receptive a lot of these cities are to them. Jack Brewer, the former NFL great, and I do mean great.